Dr. Henery Kirkland, Jr. was born in Atoka, Oklahoma in 1934. He spent his entire early life in Atoka, attending the segregated school called Dunbar. He is the grandson of a freed slave, also named Henery Kirkland. His grandfather separated from his parents before the age of 10, but got his freedom in 1865 after the Civil War at the age of 13. Though his early life was filled with love, he had his share of struggle. When Kirkland was an early teen, his stepfather received a job offer of teaching masonry at Langston University. After much persuasion, Kirkland, at the age of 13, convinced his mother to allow him to stay in the family home in Atoka, if he could, quote, keep his nose clean. He essentially raised himself living in a shack based on today's standards. He jokes that he learned math by lying in bed and counting the stars through the decaying roof. Sometimes he would have to move his bed to avoid the rain. He would run several miles a day back and forth to his jobs in town, sometimes repairing the soles of his shoes with wire. Kirkland became known simply as Kirk by his friends and family. He had to enter the back of the cafe because of the segregation rules and sit at a small table to eat his usual chili, crackers, and a Coke. Early, during his time alone, he met a man that would change his life. F.K. Skeet Carney, a white druggist in town, hired Kirkland. Skeet Carney was decades ahead of his time in terms of racial relations. Carney did the unthinkable one day by sending Kirk to the bank with the week's deposits. As a young black man, Kirk had never been inside a bank. It certainly was not the cultural norm for a black person to go into the bank. Skeet would attend Kirkland's basketball games as well, being the only white face in the crowd. And when it was time to buy his class ring, Kirk asked for an advance of $5 for a down payment. Skeet asked how much the entire ring cost. When Kirk told him, Skeet simply went to the office and returned with a check for $36.80, the entire amount of the ring. Dr. Kirkland proudly says he never missed a day of high school and was never even tardy. He graduated valedictorian of his class. Skeet Carney told him, "You have done all you can do. Atoka has nothing else to offer you. You must leave and get an education." So, Skeet put Kirk on the bus with a comic book, a Baby Ruth candy bar, and 2 checks to start him on his way. Skeet told him to call if he needed anything, even money. Kirkland obtained his bachelor's degree at Langston, and he called Skeet with the news. Skeet Carney told Kirkland that he needed to get his master's degree to further his education. By this time, Kirkland had gotten a job at El Reno at the segregated school Booker T. Washington. Prior to going to Booker T., Kirkland proudly says he made the best decision in his life when he married Viola Johnson in 1961. They celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary last year. Kirkland worked on his master's degree, was promoted to be the first black principal of the integrated Booker T. Washington School, and finally moved to El Reno High School to teach science and coach. He was the first African-American teacher in El Reno High. Kirkland taught at El Reno from 1963 until 1972, when he became the first African-American professor at Southwestern Oklahoma State University in Weatherford. Once Kirkland had received his master's degree from SWOSU, he was proud to call Skeet. Skeet said, "Henry, you need to get your doctor's degree. You will be better able to take care of your family." So Kirk followed his advice. He visited a certain university a ways south of here on I-35 to inquire about beginning his doctoral program. Despite Kirk having several hours toward his degree, they told him he could enter the program but would have to start over with no hours. This didn't seem to make sense to Kirkland or Skeet. So Kirkland pointed his car north to the little town with a big reputation, Stillwater, Oklahoma. Kirkland was pleased to hear that all of his hours that he had obtained would be applied to his doctoral studies at OSU, and he could begin the program as soon as possible. With much work and determination, he received his doctorate degree in the OSU Education Department in 1979. He taught at Southwestern a quarter century, where he enjoyed a great deal of success in the classroom, as a teacher of biology, zoology, and biological orientation. He also enjoyed doing research in paleontology, gaining national attention after finding a prehistoric camel in Roger Mills County. Dr. Kirkland was always known for taking special interest in his students. He often mentored young people to become a professional in the biological sciences. He has doctors, pharmacists, veterinarians, optometrists, and other professionals who credit him greatly for their success. Most recently, a fictionalized novel that features Kirkland's life was released. A Rainbow in the Dark was written by two of Dr. Kirkland's former students. The book has sold well and is currently used in the classroom at Oklahoma State University, OKC. It is currently in the hands of several movie producers, including Samuel L. Jackson. It is available at major booksellers. Dr. Kirkland and Viola enjoy their retirement by watching many sports, gardening, and spending time with their family. Daughter, Melissa Clayton, and husband Paul, son Steve Kirkland, and wife Holly, and 4 grandchildren, Jaden, Taryn, Lauren, and Michaela, and one on the way. Dr. Kirkland continues to teach animal biology at OSU, OKC, at the age of 77.